hang on a minute, or perhaps a little longer today. Last week, almost as soon as special counsel Jack Smith had indicted former President Donald Trump on charges stemming from his involvement in the Capitol insurrection on January 26th, 2021, people started saying that they hoped that the resulting trial would be televised. Some of these people were Democratic members of Congress by the dozen, also Trump's own legal representation. And they advanced a number of different arguments why they thought it would be a good idea to televise these proceedings. Some of these arguments I thought were compelling and had some merit. So I don't intend today to rebut those arguments in any detail. Instead, I would like to offer at least the framework of my own argument about why I think they should not be televised. To begin with, proceedings in federal court are generally not televised. In fact, cameras of any kind are not allowed in federal courtrooms. So to televise Trump's trials would require an exception to be made for him. And any time we are giving Trump special treatment, we're probably helping him, even if we don't understand in the moment how we might be helping him. For that matter, just in general, I believe that the justice system needs to be seen treating Trump just like any other person. That is, we should be seeing Trump in courtroom in the form of hand-drawn illustrations, just like we would see for anybody else. But on top of that, I think we can actually very easily understand how televising Trump's trial would help him. Because no sooner had the indictments been handed down than Trump's most recent attorney, John Lauro, was sitting in front of any television camera that would have him, seeming to provide a preview of what Trump's defense was going to be. And immediately, just about every other television lawyer came out and said how unusual it was for a criminal defense attorney to appear on television previewing the defense he intended to offer, and that Lauro was perhaps ill-advised to be doing so. This surprised me because it struck me that Lauro was just the most recent in a sequence of Trump's attorneys who seemed to understand the big picture of how Trump generally operates. What he normally does is he uses politics as a shield from the law, and he uses the law as an instrument of politics. And it's very obvious that this is what he's trying to do in this case, and would be succeeding in doing if he had his own trial televised. I wouldn't want any of the potential witnesses against Trump to have to do so. That is, offer their testimony on national television. And if the trial takes place before next year's presidential election, I believe that a televised trial would feature Trump doing something that, again, most defense attorneys would prevent him from doing, which is taking the stand himself. And in such a circumstance, he will lie over and over and over again, saying that he did on January 6th and still does today believe that the election was stolen from him by Joe Biden. On top of that, he will say the most nasty things that you can imagine about everybody who has already testified against him. And there will be objections from the prosecution, perhaps banging of gavels and calls for order in the court, just like in a fictional courtroom drama. And one of Trump's great skills is the ability to turn truth into fiction and vice versa. Now, so far, Special Counsel Jack Smith has not had occasion to offer an opinion about whether he thinks the trial should be televised. Should such an occasion arise, my guess is that he will oppose having his trial be put on television. And I think the judge will probably side with him in that regard. Should that occur, I'll be very happy to thank both Jack Smith and the judge, just as I thank you for your kind attention.